Hi. Hi, Dorcas.
I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sure you can see from this video that I am exhausted. I am very tired. I just got back from work and Ozie had the brilliant idea that we should record today. So,
After a 12-hour shift.
so I am feeling great. How is your day going? How is your day going?
Yeah, my day has been all right.
Oh, not going. How was your day? Because
Yeah,
now we're literally at the end of the day.
yeah, my day was pretty much chill, you know. I I was down with something for a couple of days, and today I'm way better than I've been all week, so that's amazing.
Yeah. Guys, can you still hear his voice? Like,
I still
you,
have some form of that.
yeah.
But I mean, aside that, I feel great, and I was I'm glad I also was able to go to work and come back and.
Still feel good. If I fall asleep, by the way, if I fall asleep on this podcast, it is what it is.
You will not fall asleep in Jesus' name.
Hey, man.
Hey man.
Hey, man.
All right. So, what do you have on the docket for us today?
Deal breakers. That's what I have.
Okay. So, what's the deal breaker?
No, not deal breakers. They call them what? Icebreakers.
Oh.
My brain is not working. My brain is not working. Literally.
Wow.
I was gonna say icebreakers. I said deal breakers.
I just like I'm rubbing my hands like okay.
Icebreakers.
So what's
Ice breakers.
okay? So what do you have? What icebreakers do you have?
What do you think I would want to be doing right now?
Sleeping, lying down. Actually, not sleeping. Interestingly, because you don't sleep, you want to just be lying down and pressing your phone until you sleep,
Or just watching a movie.
or watching a movie. Yeah.
But then, like, I feel like I also like to be very accountable and proactive. So if there's something to do, I will feel uncomfortable if I'm lying down. So that's what I mean. Anyway,
So what do you feel like I would want to be doing?
this frustrating my life by recording this video.
So do you think this is frustrating your life?
No, I actually enjoy talking. If you guys have not noticed, I love talking. So
Oh, are you just saying you like talking to me?
no, I like talking. I like talking. I'm comfortable in front of a camera. That's like I'm most comfortable in front of a camera. So that's why I don't mind talking. In real life, I'm definitely different. Like if you meet me in person, you're gonna be like, "Is this the same person that talks on YouTube?" Yeah, I'm so quiet.
I wonder why that is though, because it's interesting, and I think we mentioned it in one of our episodes where you in person and you on camera
It's
are
different.
like different.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't have to fear the judgment of people and the criticism of people. Like when I am recording, because it's literally talking to my phone and my phone cannot judge me. So I can be myself. I can be comfortable in front of a camera. So that's why.
I see. Anyway, that was a nice, nice,
That was not
nice deal breaker.
That was not that was not an icebreaker. That was just a way for me to be awake. I'm awake.
All right, so today.
Oh, by the way, guys, sorry.
Yeah, keep going.
Thank you so much for all the likes, comments,
And messages.
the new subscribers, everything. We really appreciate it. We've been seeing it.
Honestly.
And like to think that this was something that I was going to make us not post. I was so anxious about it. Like I was panicking. If there's anything about me, is that I do things, like I can be motivated to do something, start something, but then when it's finally time to actually put it out there, I just get really scared. And this was one of those times I was really, really scared to start this. Like I had serious anxiety about it. But after we finished recording, I was like, I cannot post. That first episode, it was so hard for me to post
almost
that
was
video.
a fight.
It was so hard. I deleted that video. I reposted it. Oh my God. It was so hard for me to post that video. But I'm so grateful that we did, honestly. Yesterday, I was telling Ozie something. I was like, take risks in this world. Like, make sure if you have anything that you want to pursue, pursue it with all your heart. What is the worst that could happen? You fail.
Yeah.
You're failing anyway.
I mean, right now you are not doing anything, so you're failing. So.
Oh, my joke did not eat. Did not land. Shy, my girl. You guys hear it. You're already failing, so might as well just fail, do something you like.
For you, Dorcas.
Anyway, that was my joke. If I was awake, I would have told this joke better. But it's because I'm feeling sleepy. I'm actually a funny person. Let's forget. Guys,
Yeah,
you know it.
yeah,
I'm a fun person.
So
Okay.
I just
Out of me and Ozie, who is funnier? I'm watching you guys. And if you choose Ozie, you are part of the patriarchy. You are the problem.
wow.
So you know who to choose.
Wow, that's such a anyway. But really, what she said is true. I mean, thank you so much. I opened the Instagram page today, and I saw that we are up to 80 followers. I was so confused.
Oh, it's so cute. They're happy about 80 followers.
I mean, I haven't had to worry about it. Yeah, it's been such a while that I've thought about that, but
I feel like we have really good friends.
Yeah.
Like, not just friends, people.
yeah,
in general.
honestly, everyone has just been so
everyone,
amazing.
yeah, and be so
Like
what's
welcoming.
the word? Welcoming. Yeah, of the new. Because I mean, when Ozie and I were going to start this podcast, I was like, I had so many fears. I was like, one of the things I was thinking was one of another podcast, another couple channel. Oh my god, people rolled their eyes. But it wasn't like people didn't make me feel like that. They were very supportive.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
We have people sharing it, resharing it, reposting it. In my inbox alone, I have people sending me paragraphs of like how this is amazing, how they're proud of us.
Oh, really?
I showed you one of them now.
No. Oh, yes, you did. I was like, who? I remember you did.
I mean, and I also got another message today. I mean, it's just, honestly, you guys, the reception of this podcast has been amazing. So really, thank you guys. Honestly, we are so, so grateful for the reception. What are you doing, Dorcas?
I'm awake! Stop it, I'm awake.
I know you're acting. Be serious.
Like, I'm like, how can I fall asleep when I'm talking to my G's? It's not possible. I'm awake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm awake. So what are we talking about today? Let's get this show started. Let's get it started.
Don't overdo before your body will crash.
I swear.
I mean, so we're going to talk about the transition from Cyprus to England and how it has been being married.
Yes, we are.
The last video we spoke about us getting married, and we spoke about marriage.
Our kona marriage. We do kona.
It's not kona, please.
Okay, it's not kona.
Our last video we just spoke about marriage in general and how
wedding.
it was how marriages are expensive, but
weddings, baby, weddings. I correct you again. Weddings.
How weddings are expensive, but it's been interesting to just have a conversation about our lives before I moved here, what was happening to you and what was happening to me back in Cyprus, and how that transition has happened. It's been roughly 8-9 months since I moved to England. So to start, how was it without me here
Well, Jose proposed to me on the 16th of August 2022, and I left Cyprus on the 17th of August 2022.
Do you know
Jose proposed to me literally 12 hours before my flight.
Do you know what my dad told me?
Less than 12 hours before my flight, actually.
My dad told me, good job. You lock her down before she runs.
Actually.
He says good thinking. You say good. Lock it down.
Actually,
mark your territory.
You were smart.
So that
You were like, before she escaped, let me grab her. Anyway, so yeah. So imagine just getting engaged and then starting long distance. It was really horrible for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean, if you watch my YouTube videos, you would see one of the videos where I was just talking about my struggle and living here alone and how hard it was. I struggled a lot. But then I had the hope that, okay, Ozie is gonna come eventually one day. He's gonna come. And plus I had my exam that I was preparing for, so a lot of things were taking my attention. It was like a new environment for me. I was trying to get a house. It was a lot of things were happening basically. So eventually Ozie and I decided that, okay, we cannot wait until we are ready to go back to Nigeria and have a proper wedding and like the ceremony and everything. He just needs to come here and we need to get this legal thing done and move on with our lives, basically. And then later we will figure out the other things to do. So in February of 2023, finally after September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months. I don't know maths. I know maths actually. Anyway, finally in February, the 18th of February specifically, I remember because it's one of our friends' birthday. Shout out to Ijo. Shout out.
Let's go.
I hope it's actually your birthday, because if it's not your birthday, that would not be funny. Anyway, but yeah, he applied for his visa, and that was worse. Like, okay, it was hard already, like being alone and just hoping that one day he will come. But then having to wait for that visa decision. Guys, have you ever applied for visa?
No, I didn't apply on the 18th of this thing now.
You applied for it when?
Earlier, I applied in January because it took over 2 months. It took 9 weeks. And I came here on the 1st of April.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is 18th of
Oh,
February.
January 18th.
Yeah. If it is
Oh, I don't know maths.
because it's 9
Oh,
weeks.
it's January 18th or February 18th.
Good. Yeah.
Well, actually, we applied for it. Oh, yes, perfect. Actually, it's January 18th. Sorry. Because I remember that I wrote my exam on the 4th. My result came out on the 11th, 7 days later. And then I applied for your visa literally as soon as my result came out on the 11th online. And then on the 18th was your visa interview. Biometrics. Yeah, it's true. Sorry, January 18th. Sorry, Israel, it's not your birthday. Sorry for you. Anyway,
Wow,
so yeah,
congratulations.
on the 18th of January, Ozie went and did his biometrics. And so from the 18th of January, we started waiting.
God in heaven.
We started waiting
And prayed.
for that
And
visa.
had all the emotions.
For that visa approval. Guys, that was the hardest time of my entire life. And if you watch my videos also, remember when I told you guys that they denied me entry into Cyprus. Around that time that we applied for Ozie's visa, that was the same time I booked my flight tickets because I was like, I was going to surprise him in Cyprus and then we'll come back to the UK together. I had it all planned. Oh God,
It didn't
Turkish
work out.
government. Oh my God, they did me dirty.
I mean, a lot of things just.
Oh my God, it was horrible. It was horrible. For me here, I was struggling also with like the loneliness of everything. And then for Ozie, it's like he was in limbo. It's like the in-between. I mean, you tell them how you felt, but like how I can envision it right now is that it's like, okay, am I going to stay here in Cyprus? Am I going to go to Nigeria? Am I moving to the UK? What is the plan? I remember your passport was about to expire.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're going to apply for visa anywhere, you should at least have 6 months validity on your passport. And at this point, Ozie's passport was literally...
You're not telling my story.
Sorry, you tell your story, baby. Sorry. Let me just say, okay, sorry, from my own point of view. I'm just saying from my own point of view, how I was saying it. Ozie's passport was literally like, I don't know, 8 months or 9 months left. So basically, we were at that point. We were at breaking points. Like I say point. It's hard to work, or we're just doomed. Honestly, or we'll just have to wait a longer time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I in that time I just engrossed myself so much in trying to get this house that we're in because I couldn't even create. It was that bad. I went on a 6-month sabbatical for my YouTube channel. I could not create. I could not pretend. Like if you see me talking, like and I'm in a good mood. I'm genuinely in a good mood. There was a day that Ozie and I tried to record and I tried to push myself. I was not in a good mood at all. I tried to push myself to say, okay, I'll record even though I'm not in a good mood. And I could see, it could show, like it was evident in the video. So I couldn't just come up on YouTube and start recording a video. Anyway, I took a sabbatical from YouTube, from recording. At work, I was just like a shadow of myself. I would go to work. Honestly, I'll go to work.
Girl I used to know.
Hey.
You're a shadow of yourself. Sorry.
It's giving you miming. Anyway, but
Okay,
yeah, it was
that's
horrible. I
it.
don't even know like how I was able to survive that time. Like I had really good friends though, here that were like helping me and they would like invite me to their house and I'll just go and even like talking to my friends from Cyprus, and Ozie and I literally spoke every
day.
single day.
Without fail, without beat, without missing.
From the day I left Cyprus, August 17th, until the day he got here to the UK.
Yeah.
We spoke every
single
single day. FaceTime. Okay, you guys don't FaceTime because you guys are local Android people. What do you guys do? WhatsApp.
Oh, please.
Every
roll my
single
eyes at that
day.
that horrible comment.
And yeah, eventually, after a lot of crying, I think that time God just really, really grew my faith. Because it got to a point where Ozie and I we felt like, okay, this is it. This is not gonna happen. Because it was now like the 6 months was gonna elapse. I was the English. It was gonna end. It was gonna pass. It was gonna finish. And still yet his passport was not here. They had not approved the visa. So I was just like, I was giving up. And I just told God, I remember just saying that, God, I mean, I would be very, very happy if he gets the visa and he's able to come here. But even if he doesn't, you're still God. So,
Hallelujah.
So yeah, I think it's the moment I got to that point, at that time I used to cry for every single thing because I was just so emotional. Like it was a really hard time. My goodness. And to think that we had spent so much money on this process, like trying to get him here, it was a long, tedious process. And then if it didn't work, it was just going to be a waste of money. It was just really, really hard. So yeah, eventually, Ozie, I remember that day. I was literally talking to my I was literally talking to my best friend the day before and telling her how I was really struggling. I was not just struggling like emotionally and spiritually. I was also struggling like in our romance, like in our relationship, Ozie and I, like I started to feel kind of distant, even though Ozie was trying his best on his part, but I just started to feel like I wanted somebody that was in front of me, you know, somebody that I could see, I could touch, I could go out on dates with. So I was really, really struggling literally the day before. And my best friend told me, she will not even remember this, she just told me that just hold on, like you guys have been through so much together. So just like really, really just hold on. And then I was like, okay, cool. I just prayed about it and I went to bed literally the next day in the morning. That time I used to refresh Ozie's email because Ozie's everything's open on my devices, email, Instagram, everything's open on my except for WhatsApp because obviously you can't do that. I used to refresh Ozie's email like every 2 seconds. I woke up that morning and I just refreshed Ozie's email. Guess what we saw? You know what we saw. So Ozie, how was it for you?
Oh man, it was such a long, tedious time. I mean, all I had a really good support system. I think one of the things that helped me get through that time, which is something you didn't really have at the time, was like people right before you. As much as I did, you know, in Cyprus, we've lived in Cyprus for years and years, so we built this huge community, and so I mean, I was also always there were people praying for me. The church was praying for me. All the different services.
Both services, sorry.
Yeah, the church
Kios and the
even,
Magusa Evening Fellowship.
yeah, they were praying for me. At team meetings, they were praying for me. Ryan and the Kittens, the Coombs, like just good community. So it wasn't
as hard for
as
you.
hard. It was terrible, but it wasn't the worst. I mean, there are some days where I was just done. I mean, even my housemate at the time, Michael, shout out. Michael was also, you know, really helpful. He would just, when I'm just lying down, he'll just open my door. Halfa. He'll come back from Halfa. I'm like, I just did. It's like,
God, nobody should ask me how far. If you ask me how far, I will just start to cry. No, I can't.
but I think, like you were saying, what was really stressful about that time was, I think, if the visa did not work out at the time, if I didn't get the visa, what the implication for that would just be so dire, because my passport was going to expire in September, and so if I didn't get the visa, I would have to reapply again, and then they would send it back to me, and to reapply, I would have passed that cutoff point.
And you'd have to apply for a new passport.
And I have to first get a new passport. And in North Cyprus, if you're in North Cyprus, you know that Nigeria doesn't have any embassy there. So I would have to wait for the embassy guys to come from Turkey. And then when they will arrive, they will come and take the capturing and go back. And then I would have to wait a couple of months for when they are coming back to do another capturing. So
and then apply for the visa.
And then
wait.
Apply for the visa. So I was looking at 6 months of waiting to complete my passport process and then apply for a new visa.
And I think the worst part for you was that the people that you went to do the capturing, the biometrics with, had gotten their visa like 2 weeks later.
2 weeks like there was this lady I know, she's now with her family here, and she was telling me that the first time she applied, they denied her family
that
visa.
thing broke me. I said, why did she tell you this news? The first time she applied, they denied. Okay.
Wait, don't be like that. I mean, she was just telling me how it was.
She made me so emotional because I was like, oh my god, it's our first time.
And the crazy part is that she had 2 kids and she had been married for 10 years.
Imagine. So then they were even married for 10 years with two results of their
I mean, I
consummation.
I don't know why, but so it was. So most of the people I went for my capturing day.
No,
Or
because if we actually tell the sorry, I'm so sorry for this for interrupting. But if we actually tell the testimony of this about visa application, the fact that we did not even apply properly, correctly, like we did not even provide enough evidence to say that okay, we're together. We didn't. Ah, God, no,
anyway,
God was merciful to
God
us.
just help. And the wait time also. I mean, I had issues because it was 9 weeks, 9 weeks to get my passport. So they got back to me in 8 weeks, and then I had to wait one extra week
your
for
passport to come
my
from
passport to
Istanbul.
come from Istanbul. Literally, my passport came on the 30th. No,
No,
on
baby.
the 29th.
So yes, it's
Yeah.
nice. But okay. So basically, we applied for the visa January 18th.
Oh no, it came on the 30th. I remember it came on the 30th of March.
Yes. So it's a wait now, baby. So your passport you applied on January 18th. It took February, March, and then March 23rd. It was 23rd or 23rd? 24th. I can't
Yeah.
remember. You will receive the email to say that okay, you have gotten the visa,
And
then 1 week later, it should be 29th, baby.
Mhm.
I think it should be 29th.
29th or 30th. Because I know that I got my passport and
Because remember you went for this. Oh, it's from there you went to. You went for open mic.
it was the Friday. I know. So that was I got it on the 30th actually.
Okay, in the morning, very early in the
Yeah, I
morning.
got it in the morning on
Yes,
30th.
yes.
And then literally
That same day.
3 a.m. Like my flight was
I booked that flight. I said, I remember that morning when you got because I was just sleeping.
Yeah.
When you woke me up with the like you recorded a video of your
Yeah,
passport, say,
yeah.
hey, and then you sent it to me. 9 a.m. in the morning. Immediately, Turkish
Turkish
Airlines. the next flight like this, you're coming. I just gave you time, those hours to pack your things.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, even after I'd gotten the confirmation of the visa and everything, I had not still felt
there'll still be anxiety
because
of
my
what
passport,
if they're joking?
No, not even. That's not why.
Oh, the passport was
The
not there
passport
yet.
was not there, and I mean, your passport is you will get the passport, but because of that 6 months. That 6 months issue, I didn't want it. Apparently, in the UK, it's not an issue because
It's not an issue. We're just paranoid.
But again, for most international travels, even to go to Ghana, they want you to have that 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months in your passport.
Yeah.
So for me, that was what my fear was. Yeah. And when I even got to the airport, one of the ladies who was, allowing people to pass, she was like, oh, look at his passport. She was saying it in Turkish, but I understood what she was saying. And she was saying it that, oh, look, his passport is about to expire.
It's 6 months to expire.
6 months to expire.
Exactly. God is
that's what she was saying. And then I looked at her.
Exactly 6 months.
I looked at I was looking at her, and then the lady next to her, I was like, yeah, let him just go. I'm like, yes, let me leave your country, guy. I'm going. Look at it. I need to go.
Basically, what I was gonna say is that it was literally on the day, like the way God just did it. I feel like that's the part that blew my mind the most. The fact that it came on the 30th, and your passport was expiring on the 30th of September. Literally, 6 months, like exactly to the T, 6 months, and you entered the UK 1st of April.
Literally, and most people, when they enter the UK, they give them so much issues at the border and stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't. Do you know we even wrote the MP of Truro. We wrote the MP. Dockers emailed the MP. Guy,
I was desperate. Desperate times call
but
for
really,
what desperate measures.
I'm really grateful
Get to
for
a girl like me.
Our friends. Our friends that, at least for me especially, our friends that prayed with me, encouraged me. The church, honestly, every single time. I had waves. At Bible study when oh God.
Everybody will say, is it this week? It's not this week.
Yeah, they had.
Is it this week? It's not this week.
They had done send off for me at church. At both services, they had done send off for me.
That thing scared me the more. I hate, like, I was grateful for the fact that they did the send forth
or send off.
But I was so scared also because I was like, okay, you can't do send forth. What if you don't now go?
So
they send the photo where?
they did me send off.
I had the boy to collect passport first.
After they did me,
but thank God they did it actually because you left that same day. So how would you have?
After they did me send off, I waited like 2 or 3 more weeks.
Ah, God.
to so after they did me, they signed off on a Sunday. The next Sunday I
He's
went to
still
church
there.
and I preached. I was one that preached on Sunday. I did the other Sunday.
You were still there.
I was still
Hi.
there. It was 2 Sundays after then, the Friday. That I told myself that three Sundays will not catch me in this country.
Honestly, that time. Oh,
Oh
God.
man. Oh
Like,
man.
it's easy to talk about it now,
Of course.
but it
At
was
the
a
time
horrible
it wasn't
time. It
fun.
was a horrible time. It was a horrible time. Like, Ozie could manage, as he said, because he had people around him. I didn't have anyone that could relate. I didn't have anyone I could talk to about it. Literally, it was just me. I remember I told my friend Gigi that, oh, this is what's happening. Like, and she was so supportive, like, oh, no, babe, don't worry. And Gigi is a very logical person. So she went on the Google, not Google, the UK government, this thing. I was like reading it to me and saying, oh, don't worry, you guys already have everything settled. You're a nurse here, and him is just coming as your dependent. Blah, blah, blah. Like, she gave me so much explanations to make me feel like, okay, it's gonna work out. And then obviously when I went to church, people would ask like about like, who am I? And you have to introduce yourself basically as a member of the church. So I said, oh, I'm engaged to do so and so. So everybody say asking, oh, when is he coming? When is he coming? So every single Sunday they were asking, when is he coming? When is he coming? So eventually I had to tell them, oh, we've applied for visa. We're praying about it. So they prayed for me, and that was really nice. But I think we were even sharing about at our Bible study. Even though they were there to pray for me, it wasn't still like we didn't have a personal relationship at that time. Like before Ozie came to the country, I was very distant from people. I used to go to church, serve at church, listen to the same one and go home. Like I never really had a relationship with people in the church. But then when he came, obviously things changed. So it was very, very lonely for me. Very, very
Lonely
hard.
at the top.
Very, very hard. And you would think that, okay, now this entire struggle has ended. Ozie is now in the country. Like the day Ozie was coming out, I can't even explain the feeling I had. Like I cannot explain. I was so happy. I was, oh my God, I was so happy. Anyway, so he got to the country and he got to Truro, and then I went to pick him up at the bus station, and it was nice. Like I was happy and everything. And then we got back home. It was really late in the night. Obviously, Ozie went to shower and we slept. Then the next day started, and the reality dawned on the both of us that what? We are now living in the same country, in the same house. That was very awkward.
Yeah.
That was very awkward. Because, I mean, before we got married, Ozie and I had never lived together before. Ever.
Before England.
Yeah.
We never lived
We
in
had
the same
never
place.
ever lived together. Yeah. So it was a lot to get used to. It was a lot of excitement, yes, coming from what we have passed through. But then now the reality set in that, okay, married life now starts. I remember a lot of people used to ask me the question, how is married life? And how is life like now that you're with Ozie and everything? And honestly, I can't still explain it. Like, in the beginning, we struggled. I'm not gonna lie. We like I don't know about Ozie. He would tell his experience, but me, I struggled a lot because I'd been here for quite a while before he came. So I'd gotten like really comfortable in being by myself, living in the house by myself, being like independent in the house. So now having somebody in my space that I had to like adjust to. And obviously we're coming from different backgrounds, we have different likes, and so we'll do things differently in the house. That sometimes I want something to be kept here and Ozie is keeping it somewhere else. And so in the beginning there was a lot of struggle around that and just a lot of awkwardness. But I think what really like got us through it is that Ozie and I are talkers. Like we talk about everything. Like if something's uncomfortable, that's when we want to talk about it. So I think it just got easier the more we just spoke about it. So how was it for you when you came?
I was just glad to be glad in Cyprus.
Wow.
I mean, honestly, as much as I miss Cyprus, I was just okay. It was weird. It was really weird because it wasn't just adjusting to life here, like the house. It was just adjusting to a new environment. Everything just seemed so foreign, and I felt like out of place. I had stayed so long in Cyprus. I had, I knew that Michael was like next door, or there was that. I was so used to that. Or I would just stroll to Exile Cafe, and I had built up my rhythms. I knew that every Friday I was going to sing, or I was going to be active at church on Sunday, without preaching or singing. I mean, there was just something. But when I came here, it was just none of that. So I moved from, so even during the wait period, I was still very active in Cyprus. I was always going out to do something. On Mondays there was soup day, all that. And then I just came here, and it just
Silence. Just
silence.
not knowing anybody, not having any friends. Your wife that did not even make any friends for you to come and know. That was nice.
So yeah, it was such a weird thing to adjust to. Man, and I'm a very huge people person. I enjoy being around people, and so I think I came on, yeah, a Friday, and then the for a whole week.
You came on a Saturday morning.
I came on a Saturday morning.
Oh, sorry. You arrived here on a Saturday morning, but you got to Cornwall on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
The next day was Sunday.
The next day was Sunday, so obviously I couldn't go to church because I was knackered. And so for one whole week, there was just nothing. And I mean, thankfully, Dorcas was somewhat off that period.
I was off.
And so we tried to move around. And Dorcas is not like me. I'm the kind of person that when I go to a new place like this, give me 2 weeks and I know everybody's name. I know every.
Yeah, you know every corner.
I know I'm all around. I'm
in
all
my
over
house.
the place. But Dorcas is more like a homebody. So for a whole week, I was like, what's gonna happen now? And obviously it's just our personalities, because I guess at some point it almost started feeling like I didn't enjoy being around you.
Oh God, I forgot to
And I did, but I just I was just used to so much activities happening that just being in one place, being so still for that long time was such an issue. And then when we eventually went to church, it was like the Easter Sunday was the next.
Let's not move on. Let me talk about it, like my own papa.
Okay.
So it was like Ozie and I we got used to each other in different phases at different stages.
Yeah.
So basically, when Ozie came, I was distant because it was very awkward for me to get used to him. I remember I called my sister like a day or two after Ozie was here, and I was like literally in the other room, and Ozie was in the bedroom. And then I called and she was like, "Where's Ozie?" And I'm like, "He's in the bedroom." She's like, "Why are you not Ozie?" I was like, I'm not comfortable. Like that time, I used to avoid Ozie with all my heart. If he's upstairs, I'm downstairs. If he's downstairs, I'm upstairs. Like I just want to be somewhere else. Like when it's time to talk, we'll talk. But like, can you just give me space? Like I just need to be alone. And so later, like after like a week or two, I eased into it and I got used to him. And then he started becoming distant. Because I think in the beginning, like as you said, the excitement was still in your body, like
Yeah.
"Ah!" But then when the excitement had cooled down, it's now reality is now setting in. Like now I have to find a job, everything. You just totally distance yourself from it.
Yeah.
And that's when I now struggled too. It was just like
Yeah. But I mean, we're glad now. God has helped
we're
us.
still figuring it out. Yeah,
Helped us to find the balance.
out. Yeah.
On that Sunday, the Easter Sunday that I went to church, I made new people, new friends. That same Sunday, I spoke to Hugh. That was the day I found out he also was into videography. That's how I started working with Hugh from that day.
Ozie is such a people person. Like Ozie made friends in our church with people that they were in our church. They've been in our church, but I never met them in my life. I'd never seen them in my life. That's how I used to go into church and go out. I don't talk to anybody after church. Like literally, I go into church, I sit down, I do the worship, I listen to the sermon, I pass through the back, and I'm out. I'm back home. But the Sunday that Ozie came, we were in church. Even after the service had closed for like almost an hour, because Ozie was getting to know everybody, introducing himself to everyone.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ozie. I'm Dorcas's husband. Oh, like he was just so hyped and just it was. Oh my God.
I mean, I also had a sermon.
Sorry.
I mean, part of the church experience or part of the time together, the fellowship, is not just the sermon and the singing. I strongly believe that those moments of talking before and after the service is part of the worship. So for me, I just didn't feel complete without any of that. And even till today, sometimes Dorcas used to leave me and come
Not
back home.
sometimes. I always leave you at church. Unless I'm serving, like I'm part of the refreshment
Yeah.
team or I'm part of the worship team. That's when I will be with you. Unless after service, you say, I'm so grateful, honestly. I'm so grateful for the fact that you made friends because those are the friends that are still with us till now. And we've built like a good rhythm around us that all of us now still hang out. But sometimes I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a meme I saw of this couple where in public the guy is like talking to her and the girl is like in one corner sitting there, and then when they're at home the girl is like the hype and then the guy's quiet. That's literally Ozie and I. Like
Yeah.
outside, Ozie feeds off people. Like if he sees people, he's like, oh my god, he's so excited, he's everywhere, he's jumpy, and I'm just like, take me home now. Like I hate it so much. I just want to be back home. But then when we're at home, oh my god, I'm such an energy box, and Ozie is like so calm, so quiet.
Yeah, because I've used
Do
my
his
energy
thing.
outside. I've exhausted it.
But though I'm grateful though that you made good friends
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Because now like those friends are the ones that are like still
It's
in
so
our
crazy
lives.
that Dorcas used to ask me people's names at church. And I was like, you knew these people before me, guy.
I'm like, what was that person's name?
I mean, anyway.